Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for being here on this beautiful Thursday. Today is the very first of the month of September. And we are in for an amazing surprise and some awesome information. If you guys don't know who I am your host tonight. My name is Sam Hidge. I'm out here in Dallas, Texas. And we're going to be talking about some amazing information. I know you know a little bit about what we're going to be talking about, but it's about water, right? A lot of us on here are water snobs and we're proud. And my story started like 7 years ago, right? I was in a place where, I was feeling pretty good in my body, and some of the things that were that I was dealing with were my sleep and a little bit of inflammation. And I got introduced to the water, the water industry. And, I thought I knew what good hydration was, and I knew what it felt to feel good. But my world really changed not too long ago. It was only about 2-3 months ago where I started to experience some really crazy health issues. Only at 28 years old, I was dealing with things, where I thought at 28 years of age, newly married, that I was dealing with colon cancer. And that's where this all started, and that's where my journey began with what we're going to talk about today, which is the power of hydrogen water. And so if you're on this call, you're on here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but you're here. And I believe in divine timing, and I believe in there is no such thing as coincidence. Coincidence is just where two things are coinciding at the exact same time. So you are here for a specific reason. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's for you or someone else on the call. When I was dealing with those health issues, I found this technology that my friend Caesar, I don't know if he's on the call, but he introduced it to me, and it absolutely changed my life for the better. And I got the privilege to actually meet the owner and the inventor of this technology. And I can say for myself and for all the people that have experienced this technology that this is by far one of the most important inventions of the century. And we're honored to have the inventor and really the mastermind, the genius behind this, Mr. and Dr. Paul Baratero. Are you actually here on the call, Dr. Paul?
Yes.
Yes, he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And, is our journey has just barely started. And I had the privilege to, be with you and your lovely queen. And we got a whole deep dive. And today we have a presentation for these lovely people. And I'm really looking forward to see what you have for us. So without further ado, Dr. Paul, please take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. And it's grateful to be here and an honor to be with you all. I am in Utah. I know we have several people from North Carolina and other states, and our headquarters are in Utah. And I live in Utah as of 4 years ago. Moved from Orlando, Florida, which is where the company was originally founded. But I'm going to share my screen and share sound, optimize. Can everybody see that? I assume you can.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to get started here. I've titled this Technologies for a More Fulfilling Life. And really, that's what it's about for me. And I'll start this, by telling you that the reason I developed this product was not because I woke up one day and said, I want to create a water device. It was really to help my sweetheart, my love of my life, my wife of 28 years. Her name is Jacqueline. And she was sick the first 10 years of our marriage. She was sick and not really doing well. In fact, she wouldn't be with us today if it wasn't for the water and then later other things that we do. So that's why I got into it. It was to help the love of my life, my queen, as I call her. And that's really what I'm about. And so here is our building, just so you know, our headquarters are in Pleasant Grove, Utah. You can see the mountains in the background, that we're pretty close to the mountains, and those are around 11,000 feet high. So this is our building, and love for you all to come visit sometime. These are the products that we have. Just so you know, the categories, we have the Echo Water, which is what started the company. It is the only true hydrogen water system in the world, and we'll go over that a little bit later. It does help with gut recovery, oxidative stress, and inflammation. We also have a reverse osmosis system that is small, tankless, goes under the sink. In the water machine, itself, we have a device called the Synergy Resonance Technology device that will add healing energies, or quantum technology, as we call them. And then we also have a whole house filtration system, and we have our sauna, which is the near, mid, and far infrared sauna, bamboo fabric. And we'll go over that as well. Here's me. Just a few things about, I have been on television and have been in books and documentaries and summits and what have you. And so the company in 2020 were awarded number 1531 in the Inc. 5000. That, for those of you that don't know what Inc. 5000 is, those are the top 5,000 privately held fastest growing companies in America. And so out of 5,000 companies in the United States of America, we were awarded number 1531. And the following year, 2021, we were awarded number 839. And that was based on 578% growth as a company in those 2 years. So just to let you know, we are doing well. We're growing as a company. And what I'd like to talk to you about today is what you'll want to talk to other people about. And effectively, it's gut issues. And I believe that 97% of people have gut issues. And because of gut issues, they don't have the ability to produce hydrogen gas like they are supposed to. The primary responsibility or role of hydrogen gas is to reduce or mitigate or modulate oxidation, so we don't end up getting oxidative stress and inflammation, which is the leading cause of disease. Here are some examples of pathologies or issues in the body having to do with oxidative stress. So imagine you're seeing bipolar, you're seeing heart attacks, you're seeing stroke, high blood pressure, you're seeing all these things, kidney disease, all these diabetes, what have you, fibromyalgia, you name it. The disease models come from oxidative stress and inflammation. So this is why it's important that we focus on educating people on the fact that oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, the combination of those two things, causes disease models. And so that is what we want people to understand. And that's what we want people to know, that we can help them with that. Now, on your screen, you see immune function and oxidative stress. So I'm going to walk you through a pathway here. Immune function produces oxygen radicals while fighting pathogens or disease. Oxygen radicals create oxidative stress. Oxidative stress produces chronic inflammation. Oxidative stress and inflammation are the leading cause of disease. Therefore, dysfunctional immune system results in oxidative stress, inflammation, and disease. So this is your pathway. This is how you end up getting disease models. Now, oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, as I've already said, are considered the leading cause of disease. And oxidative stress really is the imbalance between the production of free radicals and the ability of the body to counteract or detoxify their harmful effects through neutralization by antioxidants. This can lead to cancer and other diseases. So when we fail, when our bodies are not able to keep up with the oxidation being produced, or keeping oxidation in a normal range, we end up with oxidative stress. That is the leading cause of disease. Now, how's immune function reduced? Obviously, heavy metals, pesticides. Now, antibiotics are highlighted, and pesticides and heavy metals, because those are the three main. But the main thing is your antibiotics and pesticides. So within one day, taking an antibiotic, it can wipe out your gut flora and cause your immune system to, or function to, come down drastically. And so that's the big deal. If anyone has to take an antibiotic, it should only be for a bacterial infection that's life-threatening. We should never be taking antibiotics for a virus or other things like this, because it doesn't do anything, but it does reduce our immune function. Now, these are other things: lifestyle, loneliness, grief, diet. Any of these kind of issues can cause our immune function to be reduced. But the fastest way to restore gut biome and terrain is here, changing the terrain or the biome itself. Now, we can take vitamin C, we can take probiotics, we can make sure we have our proper diet, proper weight, proper hydration, healthy fats, these kind of things, but lifestyle, exercise, what have you. The best way to restore gut function is by changing the electrical potential of the tissue in the gut itself. So you've heard the saying, build it and they will come. The reality is, if we change the electrical potential of the gastrointestinal tract to a negative 300 millivolts to a negative 400 millivolts, and hydrogen does this, then we will have the right bacteria in the gut, and we will have very few food allergies. We will have wonderful immune function. We'll have better emotional stability. All these kind of things will be a result of having our proper gut function. Now, here is a study to back up what I'm telling you. And you can see the top yellow that I've highlighted: 96 to 99% of friendly or residential microflora of the intestinal tract of humans consists of strict anaerobes, and only 1 to 4% of are aerobes. Now, this is important because when you take an antibiotic, it switches this, and that's where anxiety, depression, other issues can come. Many diseases of the intestine are due to a disturbance in the imbalance of microorganisms inhabiting the gut. Now, let's go down to the middle, and I need to highlight it for next time. But right where it says anaerobes, right smack in the middle, anaerobes do not grow unless the value is negative, between a negative 300 and a negative 400 millivolts. Now, now we'll go down to the highlighted yellow again. Electrolyzed reduced water with values between the 0 and negative 300 possessed an electrolysis device possess this property. Drinking such water favors the growth of residential microflora in the gut. A sufficient array of data confirms this idea. However, most researchers explain the mechanism of its action by the antioxidant property destined to detox the oxidants in the gut and other host tissue. And so this is what we're doing. We're getting hydrogen. Now, a lot of you have heard about ORP. The issue is negative ORP doesn't get through the gut, but hydrogen does. When hydrogen, or excuse me, through the stomach, hydrogen does get through the stomach. And when hydrogen gets into the gut, it will change the electrical potential of the gastrointestinal tract. So that's what you're doing. You're helping people restore gut function. And I'm telling you right now, it's the greatest thing you can do for mankind. So good news, with all these issues, hydrogen can help. These are the three things. When someone asks you, why do I want to drink water with hydrogen gas in it? Okay. You're going to say it reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, it repairs the gut, and it increases cognitive function. Now, you can do that in less than 10 seconds. If you want to say reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which is the leading cause of disease, and then you want to say repair the gut, which also will improve immune function, and then you want to increase cognitive function or brain function, it's only going to be a few seconds more than 10 seconds. But the reality is you should be able to tell someone in 10 seconds or more why they should have hydrogen water in their life. So imagine if we reduced oxidative stress and inflammation, and that's the leading cause of disease, what kind of gift is that to humanity if we're preventing disease because our body is functioning properly? If we repair the gut, that means we're going to digest food properly. That means we're going to have proper mitochondrial function and ATP without having to sugar load and carb load. We're also going to have more mental stability because we'll be able to produce ghrelin secretions. We won't have anxiety and depression. And then increased brain function or cognitive function. These are 3 core things that you're going to be able to help people be able to do. Now, let's watch a quick video.
There is no doubt that water is good for you. And thanks to breakthrough technology and recent studies on the effects of hydrogen water, it's growing in popularity. But what's the difference between hydrogen water and plain water? Let's dive deeper into the molecular makeup of plain water. Water molecules have 1 part oxygen and 2 parts hydrogen, and when they combine, the 2 molecules turn into a liquid. But what makes hydrogen water different? Echo machines are designed to dissolve more hydrogen gas into your water, making your normal water into hydrogen water with no pH change. In contrast to plain water, you can see that we now have H2O molecules as well as 2 parts hydrogen gas. These additional H2 molecules are unbonded and remain in gas form. So why is it better to have hydrogen gas dissolved in your water? Hundreds of scientific studies, including the studies by Medical Gas Research on hydrogen-rich water, have helped us understand that there are many biological advantages of drinking hydrogen water, such as neurological benefits that help improve brain function and boost energy throughout the day. In addition to these benefits, dissolved molecular hydrogen has been shown to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which are the leading causes of disease. Now you can drink with confidence, knowing the difference between hydrogen water and plain water. Be sure to hit subscribe to learn more about the.
Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and you can, for those of you that didn't already know what hydrogen water was, you can have a visual to understand that it's simply hydrogen gas dissolved in water. Let's look at the studies. Now, you noticed in that video, it's old, and I actually have an updated version. I need to load to the next one that shows there's 1,189 studies, 200 human studies so far. And what we need to make sure we talk about is, number one, we have a website, hydrogenstudies.com. This is where you can take people to if they want to type in a disease model or they want to type in some condition they're concerned about. But you can go to hydrogenstudies.com, and it's a resource. It's the best resource in the world for hydrogen studies. And as I said, there's 1,189. I would say by the end of the year, we'll be over 1,200 studies. That's very exciting. And so the one thing you want to tell people is what it says in red. The outcomes of the following studies are not indicators of outcomes for others with similar or same condition. What that simply means is you can never have a guarantee in life. I've only heard the guarantees are paying taxes and dying, but beyond that, there are no guarantees. And when it comes to studies, there are no guarantees that you're going to have the same outcome or someone else will have the same outcome. But it is beneficial to look at studies to understand the mechanisms and to understand what could potentially happen. And it is appropriate that we share studies as long as we say hydrogen gas did this. We don't want to say ever Echo Water did this until we have our studies that are going to be published. Then we can say it. But prior to that, we can never say that. We have to say hydrogen gas was shown to do such and such. And yes, then you can say Echo Water machines are the best at dissolving hydrogen gas. Now you can say that, but you don't want to say Echo Water can do such and such. Okay. Now let's look at Nature Medicine. This is simply showing that hydrogen acts as a therapeutic antioxidant by selectively reducing cytotoxic oxygen radicals. Now let's go into that. Cytotoxic means cell damaging. So this is saying that hydrogen is a therapeutic antioxidant, and it selectively reduces only cell damaging oxygen radicals. Now that's pretty amazing. So this study was foundational because it's the first big study that was ever done, and Nature Medicine is one of the most respected periodicals in the world. And so here in this study, they showed that hydroxyl radicals, the most cell damaging radical in the human body, were reduced by hydrogen gas. And so at the end there, it says, thus, H2 can be used as an effective antioxidant therapy. Owing its ability to rapidly diffuse across membranes, it can reach and react with cell-damaging reactive oxygen species and thus protect against oxidative damage. So we talked earlier that oxidative stress and inflammation cause disease. So this was huge. Now, after this study in 2009, we have had 1,189 studies. It's powerful because this really woke everyone up and they said, if it does this and it's selective antioxidant, it's just not like any other antioxidant that goes and does whatever. It actually is selective to only the damaging radicals, because more radicals are life-sustaining than damaging. So this was huge. Here's the next one on cancer. Now, when you go to hydrogenstudies.com and you type in cancer, you're going to see 115 studies. This is one, and we're going to go over it. So I'm going to accomplish a couple things here. What's the first line? Oxidative stress is involved in cancer development. So now you know what I'm telling you is true, because here's a study telling and backing up what I'm saying. Next part, hydrogen is a potent antioxidant and exhibits anti-inflammatory and potentially anti-cancer-like activity. So let's think about that for a minute. What did it really say? Hydrogen is a potent antioxidant. So we know that if they're saying in a study it's a potent antioxidant, it's already proven and it's accepted as truth. Then it says what? And exhibits anti-inflammatory. And now we're going to learn something, potentially anti-cancer activity. Now, if we look up above, it says April 7th, 2015, because this was one of the first cancer studies. If I was to show you some additional cancer studies, it would say strong cancer activity. And because they've learned now, this is 2022. So this is years later. But let's go ahead and read the rest. In the middle, in the yellow, it says hydrogen water administration improved the survival of mice with colon-26 induced cancer, period. Furthermore, hydrogen water enhanced cell apoptosis in cancer cells. Now, cell apoptosis is a natural process in the body where your cells will destroy themselves before they duplicate improperly. Somehow, we don't know why, when cancer takes over a healthy cell, this apoptosis stops. And so that's why cancer cells can thrive when they're obviously not supposed to. Now, beautifully, hydrogen enhanced cell apoptosis. So hydrogen caused the cancer cells to destroy themselves. Is this not beneficial? Of course it's beneficial. So let's go now to the end. High content hydrogen water, like what our machine makes, high content hydrogen water exhibited stronger antioxidative and anti-cancer activity than did natural hydrogen water. In conclusion, high content hydrogen water can inhibit colon cancer, particularly in combination with 5-fluorouracil. Now, that's incredible. That's incredible. Very powerful statement. It's very rare that you see a study say high content hydrogen water can inhibit colon cancer. This is very powerful language. Here is a diabetes study. Let's go right to the bottom where it says, in conclusion, these studies suggest that supplementation with hydrogen-rich water may have a beneficial role in prevention of type 2 diabetes mellitus and insulin resistance. Okay, now I read you the end of the book first, but let's go back to the beginning. Oxidative stress is recognized widely as being associated with various disorders, including diabetes. So again, that's what I already told you, but I just want to make sure you know I'm telling you truth. Next, we see that this is a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study with 30 patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus controlled by diet and exercise. Someone is not muted. So what we saw is all they were drinking is a 900 milliliters of water with hydrogen in it, or 900 milliliters of placebo water. And what happened? Well, we had cholesterol reduced by 15.5%. We had a number of other things happen. And 4 of the 6 patients with IGT were normalized, which means 80% of the individuals with impaired glucose tolerance were normalized in this 12-week study, or it's actually an 8-week study with a 12-week washout period. So this is important. Anyone you would know that has diabetes, this would be beneficial for them to try and see what happens. You can't guarantee them, because even in this study, 4 of 6 patients, it's rare we get 100% of anything in a study. So you just say, it might be worth trying. It's not going to harm you. Here is a study on Parkinson's, horrible disease. And what did this say? If we go in the yellow, it says H2 supplementation of drinking water has been shown to exert disease-modifying effects in Parkinson's disease patients and neuroprotective effects in experimental Parkinson's disease model mice. So they did both, mice and people. Now, the benefits to Parkinson's disease were not because of hydrogen going to the brain. It was ghrelin secretions going to the brain. And that's really important to know, because ghrelin is a master hormone, and that's what helps brain plasticity. That's what happens with brain function. That's what helps with normalization of the brain. And so what happened is hydrogen selectively stimulated gastric ghrelin. Now, this is a little chart showing you can see a control. You can see atenolol, which can be given to someone to stimulate ghrelin secretion. But look what happens with H2. Hydrogen selectively stimulates the ghrelin, what's called gastric ghrelin, more than anything else. So this is why it's important to have hydrogen in your life. So we can see as soon as hydrogen enters the stomach, ghrelin is selectively stimulated. That increases cognitive function within 2 to 3 minutes. And obviously this has a very neuroprotective effect. So if it's Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autism, bipolar, schizophrenia, ADHD, whatever it is, you can feel it. Okay. So let's look at a before and after of someone who was drinking our water, and what happened within just a few minutes was a 32% change in plasticity. That's incredible. And this is a 62-year-old female patient. Normally 62-year-olds aren't getting plasticity changes in their brain very much. So here you have 58% normalization of the brain. Now, you can also see the top where you have a lot of red, and then you come down to the bottom and you don't have all that red. And so it's really important that you understand there was a big change in this person's life. You can see where at the top, it's yellow is very high, red is high, green is okay, low and very low. Okay. Now you can see what happens on the same scale down below. If you look at alpha, look at before on alpha, a lot of it was high and okay. Now look below, nothing was high. You have okay and some low. This is incredible. Okay. So you even have, on the beta, you've got T4 very high. T4 after our water was okay. Look at F3, F2, and F4 and C2, you've got very high again. And that's what you would want after the effect in beta waves, right? So anyways, this is good for you to understand. Now, this is for the athletes in the room. This was a study done on soccer players. There were 10 soccer players, and they were doing either placebo water or hydrogen water. And let's go to the second yellow. Peak torque of placebo water significantly decreased during maximal isokinetic knee extension, suggesting muscle fatigue. But a peak torque of hydrogen water didn't decrease at early phase. There was no significant change in blood oxidative injury markers and creatine kinase after exercise. So it's talking about the fact that they didn't fatigue. So conclusion, adequate hydration with hydrogen-rich water pre-exercise reduced blood lactate levels and improved exercise-induced decline in muscle function. So if you want to have people that are athletes, whether it's high school kids and you want them to get into college, or if you have individuals that are just fatiguing in general, maybe they're older and they can't quite get to run a mile, or they can't do something, this is a huge solution for them, that they can do more and not be fatigued. So how would we get hydrogen naturally? obviously, if our gut was working, we would ferment food, we would fart. I know that's a naughty word, but that is how you would have hydrogen coming out of the body naturally through the tailpipe. Just like a vehicle has a tailpipe, our body has a tailpipe. And when you eat short chain fatty acids, medium chain fatty acids, and fiber, then if we have the right bacteria in the gut, which I told you earlier, 97% of people don't, but if we had the right bacteria in the gut, we would produce hydrogen, and I wouldn't need to be talking to you about hydrogen water because everyone would make hydrogen on their own. But that's not the reality. So your job and my job and our pleasure and honor is to go and educate everyone that because of gut damage, we're not producing hydrogen. And if we don't have hydrogen, we have oxidative stress and inflammation, and that turns into disease models. So that's why bullet number 1 says naturally through fermentation, but very few people are doing that. So now we can get it in the gut, we can inhale the gas, and we can have it dissolved in water. Now, the big question is, what's the best method of administration if your gut is not functioning? And that is dissolved in water, because A, you're hydrating yourself. B, you're getting hydrogen into your gut so it can repair your gut. Inhalation isn't going to do that. Also, inhalation isn't going to have ghrelin secretions going to the brain to increase cognitive function. The gut is what we want to repair, and we want to get hydrogen into the gut so that it stimulates gastric ghrelin. Now, it also is less time. You don't have to sit for 30 or 45 minutes and breathe through a cannula in your nose. You just grab 16 ounces of water and off you go. So it's just far more convenient. How much do I need? 0.3 to 0.5 is considered therapeutic. Hydrogen only stays in the body for up to 2 hours. There's no need for high parts per million. Intermittent exposure is best. So you don't need to be freaking out if you don't have constant exposure. It's better to drink throughout the day, but 2 or 3 times is sufficient. There is no benefit found for more than 1 to 1.5 parts per million. Most diseases or pathologies are not dose dependent. And with the ghrelin secretions for Parkinson's, it was only 0.1 parts per million that we needed. And so that was great. I'm going to show you a quick video on our module, hydrogen module. And I'm going to point out some things while it's going. So this is an open look. Water's coming in, going through the pump. Now it splits right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but you can see the water's coming through and then it splits. The water that's going up to the top and pouring into what's called the hydrogen generation unit, that's water that's going into a reservoir, and it will then be allowed to go down into the electrolysis part. I'll continue. It's going to see the water's filling, and then it's going to give you a show that it's going down into the electrolysis chamber, and it's going to open it up. So let me talk about this. This first anode that water is touching, that's where oxygen is produced. That's an anode. In other words, it's positively charged. Over on the left side where there's no water, that is your cathode. That's where the minerals would be going to. And you'll see that in just a second when I advance it. But what I want you to understand is oxygen is going to the right and going out the unit up top. Hydrogen is going out to the left, and it's going to be pushed out of a chamber. But notice that the cathode is never in contact with water. So it's impossible for minerals to bond when it's never in contact. So here, hydrogen is coming out of the port. You're going to see in a second, an assembly comes over it, and then water and hydrogen is mixed. And then it goes through a dissolving chamber, you can see, and then out of the unit it goes. Okay. Now, let's go over the things that I told you. Number one, the cathode is never in contact with the water, so you can't get mineral buildup. Number two, guess what? The water you're drinking is never in contact with an electrode ever. So anyone that says you can get metals in your water is nuts. You can't get metals in your water if it's never exposed to electrodes. So in Echo water machines, we have the same module, and it's impossible to have metals. There is no other module in the world producing hydrogen that can claim this. Only we can. So number one, electrode or cathode is never in contact with the water you're drinking or in contact with the water going through the electrolysis chamber. hydrogen gas is produced and then mixed in a second stream of water. And then we dissolve the maximum hydrogen that's in there. Now let's talk about hydrogen water and alkaline water. Hydrogen water, there's no pH change. It's perfect for drinking. It contains hydrogen gas and negative ORP. There's 1,189 studies. Hydrogen shown to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which is the leading cause of disease. Does not interfere with stomach acid or HCl. Why? Because it's hydrogen. You see that HCl? That H is what you're drinking in our water. That H, it's very important. So now you would have stomach acid to help with digestion. Can use distilled or reverse osmosis water to make hydrogen water. The purer the water, the better for you. No splitting of water, no waste, 100% use of the water. Scientific proof, no hype. Well, there could be some hype, but scientific proof and hype. Now, alkaline water, increased pH, good for cleaning dirt, but not for the body. Higher pH water is not best for drinking due to buffering of stomach acid, which causes the body to produce HCl. And if there's no hydrogen in the alkaline water, now how do you produce HCl? No studies showing benefits from drinking water from higher pH alone. Now, what do I mean by that? Because there are some studies that in the title say alkaline water, but it's not the pH, it's the hydrogen that is actually giving the benefits. Now, hydrogen gas and negative ORP were the reasons alkaline water had benefits. If someone strongly wants to drink alkaline water due to belief system or taste, drink 8 to 9, but not higher, ever. Drinking higher water than 9 or 9.5 can do what? Cause potassium issues. And again, you have hype, but no scientific proof. Now, this is what's going on in an alkaline water chamber. You can see the negatively charged electrode where the green arrow is pointing to, and you can see off to the left of that, you have calcium, magnesium, potassium. Because they're positively charged, they want to bond to the negative electrode. And when they bond, you can no longer dissolve hydrogen gas. You'll produce hydrogen gas, but you won't dissolve it, and so it will not get into your intestinal tract. Now, in our Echo Ultimate that I'm going to show you in just a minute, we do have an alkaline acid chamber, but off to the right here, you see patented reversing polarity in Echo Ultimate machine makes it impossible for minerals to build up on the cathode. You never lose the benefits. So you can see that ours is extremely different, and we always make the technology so that you have no weaknesses. Now let's talk about, let's beat our chest a little bit and talk about why we are the best. There is no other company that can claim these things. We are the best. The hydrogen, from a hydrogen water perspective, we're the best. And from an alkaline water, we're the best. But here you go. Echo machines are superior because they're designed to make hydrogen water with negative ORP. Does not require constant maintenance. You don't have to be cleaning this thing constantly. Hydrogen water you drink is never in contact with the electrodes. No scale buildup on electrodes. Water is separated into hydrogen, oxygen gas, and the hydrogen is dissolved in the water. Very pure, very pure. Oxygen is sent out of the device. So excellent filtration as well. Now let's look at alkaline. Not designed to make hydrogen water. Constant maintenance is required. Must be cleaned every few weeks. Water you drink is directly in contact with electrodes. So you have metals coming into the water potentially. Minerals build up on the cathode, stopping the ability to dissolve gas. Now, the important part is that you're going to lose all your benefits. And I don't want to harp on that. Anyone that wants this presentation, we'll send it to you. Echo Water products, let's talk about them. So number one, the reason why we are the only true hydrogen water system in the world is because we are the only system in the world, device that has IHSA certification. Now, IHSA stands for International Hydrogen Standards Association. I'll say that again, International Hydrogen Standards Association. Why was this started by Shigeota? It was because so many companies were falsely out there claiming that they were a hydrogen device, and yet they can't pass this certification. So our certification was done by H2 Analytics in Nevada. And what the certification states or the standard is, you must be able to use distilled water in your device and nothing else, and be able to dissolve 0.5 parts per million of hydrogen gas. Now, guess what? They use gas chromatography, so it's the most accurate laboratory equipment for testing hydrogen gas. So what did we accomplish? Well, not only did we do the 0.5 that they needed, our devices were between 1.5 and 1.88 parts per million when using distilled water. So again, no other company in the world has a water machine that has accomplished this. And this organization was established in Japan. Okay. Now here's the Echo Ultimate and the Ultimate Faucet. Let's talk about them. It does make 4 types of water. You can see on the screen, the color touch screen, that you see hydrogen up in the top left-hand corner. That's where your drinking water comes from. Now, over on the top right, you have alkaline. Now, we don't recommend drinking that, but if people want to, please drink level 1 or level 2, and that's it. But alkaline water is excellent for cleaning dirt. Right below that in the orange button is acid water or acidic water. That has hypochlorous acid. And as many of you know, I'm sure, hypochlorous acid will kill E. coli, Salmonella, MRSA, Staph, COVID on contact. And so that's amazing. And then that lower green button, the bottom right-hand corner, says filtered. So that's if you're making coffee or tea, or you're filling up larger containers and you don't necessarily want the hydrogen because it's going to be sitting for a while. That's perfect. Okay. So that is a 7-inch color touchscreen on the front. To the right, you see a very elegant faucet that comes in 3 finishes, 3 metal finishes. It also has a 3-inch color touch screen. And so you're able to just touch what kind of water you want, and boom, it turns the machine on. So let's go over the highlights on the left. Filtered only is one type of water. Hydrogen water, 1.8 parts per million with no pH change. Alkaline water, there's 4 levels. So technically, if you had 7 pH water, you can go level 1 would be 8, level 2 would be 9, level 3 would be 10, and level 4 would be somewhere around 10 to 11, 10 3/4 or so, as long as the water would support that. The acid water is 4 levels, so it goes the opposite. 7 would go to 6, 5, 4, and you'd max out at 3. The filtration, which is very robust, removes heavy metals, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, glyphosate, and I'll show you that proof in just a minute. But the filtration needs to be replaced at 1,000 gallons. We recommend doing it annually because it's always good to change a filter, but technically the machine won't make you change the filter until you've gone through 1,000 gallons. There is a chip on our filters, so you can't monkey with the system. There's no reset button. The system automatically reads the chip on the filter and it knows how much water has gone through that filter. So you can't mess with that system. Again, there is a 7-inch color touchscreen. There's 10 languages. You can use it in 110 or 220, no problem. It can be countertop, as you see, or under sink with using the faucet. And there is a 7-year warranty on that machine. Here's the Echo. Well, let me go back. This also has our Synergy Resonance technology. So inside this machine is an amazing device that can put frequencies into your water. And you can choose options like gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, eyes, brain, cardiovascular, parasite elimination, sleep support, menstrual support, whatever it is, coronavirus. You can choose all these things. And so that is a $20 a month prescription. It's actually $19.95, but you get the first 30 days for free. And then after that, you would pay. Now, we are in the process of changing our automated system to have you start. For any customers that want to start the system, we can do that for you manually anytime. As far as your changing formulas, that system is still all working and fine. But this is an amazing, amazing system of adding frequencies into the water. Not only do you have filtration, hydrogen, and then you would have frequencies put in the water as the last stage of the water going through. Now, this is the Echo H2 machine. It also has the Synergy Resonance technology device built in, like I just talked about. This machine makes 2 types of water. Same filter as the Ultimate. They have the same filter in them, but this machine makes two types of water, filtered only and then hydrogen. And of course, it has a filter indicator, which will, again, 1,000 gallons or 4,000 liters. There's no pH change in this. And it just automatically wakes up whenever water is flowing. On the front of it, you see a knob. That's how you turn the machine on and off. If you turn it to on, it allows water to flow through it. If you want to put this machine under the sink, then you have a beautiful faucet that comes in multiple finishes, from matte black to whatever you want, oil bronze, you name it, you get it. So we have, I don't know, 5 or 6 colors of the faucets to go with this machine. So it is awesome and can be used countertop or under sink. It's a workhorse. Let me tell you, it's an amazing machine. We've been selling it. It's a 5-year warranty. And actually we've been selling it longer than 5 years. So this is the Echo H2 server. This is an amazing machine that makes one type of water, hydrogen. That's it. So there's no way to change it because it's going to be under your sink. It does come with a manual faucet. And please understand, let me go back one thing. For the Echo H2 machine, you have to use our faucet. You cannot connect this machine with any other faucet. And the same is true with the Ultimate. You have to use our proprietary faucet. With the Echo H2 server, this is designed to go with a whole house RO or at least a filtration system, or we do have the Echo RO, and that can go under sink. And you would then plumb the water right into this device and then right up to your faucet, and you would have the cleanest water with hydrogen in it. It's incredible. Also a 5-year warranty, no filter to change. There's no maintenance because you have to provide it already filtered water. One thing I'll point out, if the line to your fridge is under your sink, you can use a T adapter, and we're happy to provide it. You can use a T adapter with this unit and send water to the fridge and up to the faucet. So your ice cubes would be hydrogen ice cubes, and your water that's coming out of your fridge that's chilled would be chilled hydrogen water. Amazing. Here is the Echo RO. There is no tank. It's a tankless system. It makes 1.2 liters a minute of reverse osmosis water, multi-stage, up to a 99% rejection rate. If you're ever away from home, it will automatically flush for 90 seconds every 24 hours. So you never have standing water while you're gone. So that's incredible. Understand that it's easy to change these 4 filters you see. You see the 4 cartridges. When you turn the device off, you can then change the cartridge out. You just turn it quarter turn and lift it out and put the next one in. On the front, you can't see it because it just looks like a black area, but on the front of the Echo RO is a digital screen. It will give you filter life indicator or cartridge life indicator for all 4 cartridges. It also has the readout for the TDS of your source water and the TDS after the RO system. So it's a small footprint. It's a little, it's beefy. It's heavy because there's a pump inside, but it is small. It typically can slide right under your sink. And this one also has a 5-year warranty. This is our Echo H2 pitcher, which is this. Somebody's not muted. This one is a battery operated pitcher. And as you can see, this is a filter assembly that we've developed for it so that you can pour water into it and you can have filtered water going in and be able to use it. The capacity is about roughly a half gallon, and it makes beautiful hydrogen. It's, again, lithium ion rechargeable battery. So it's a great travel unit for a family, or if someone has an RV or something and they're gone they can use this as well. Guess what? I am officially, you're the first to know, this is our Echo Go Plus rechargeable sport bottle. We had a company recently that tried to launch one as close to ours as possible, but this is a 10-ounce unit. This makes 4.5 parts per million. It's a matte black aluminum, and it has a little LED readout screen. When you push the power button, it'll give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And this is gorgeous and incredible. And it is, anyone wanting to purchase this, it will be live for you tomorrow. So I just want to officially announce it will be live on our website. I can get to it. I can see the pages you can't get yet, but tomorrow they will. And so tomorrow we'll have that live for you. But I just wanted you to know that it will be ready on our website tomorrow. It's gorgeous, beautiful, and I'm so excited about it. So excited about it. This is our Echo Go Now. So this is the Echo Go Plus because it's more hydrogen and it's just more beautiful, more sexy. It's a gorgeous unit. This is the Echo Go that we've always had. It does 1.88 parts per million. And so very, very nice device. And there's $100 difference between the two. The Echo H2 machines, they have ISO 9001, ISO 13485, ISO 14001, CE and ROHS certifications, and IHSA, as we talked about earlier. No one else has that. So let's talk about filtration results. Filter built in the Echo H2 and the Ultimate. This is the filter, and you can see it's NSF ANSI 42 component certified. And so you can see the things that it removes. It's an excellent filter, very, very good filter. Okay. This is our glyphosate testing from 2019 with that filter you just saw, our standard filter. You can see after filtration, not detected. Here is a metal test that was done years ago. And you can see, for example, lead, which they thought there'd be 197, there was 209, and what after our filter, less than 4. So very, very good results. This is deuterium. I'm not so concerned about deuterium, but there are some people that are. And so I just want you to know on the right was the source water, on the left, after it went through our system, it improved, it went to green. So just know that with our RO system, oh my gosh, you can see, you can have it all removed. So deuterium is simply another isotope of hydrogen. It's in all water sources, lakes, rivers, ocean, doesn't matter. And really, it's not that, it doesn't really matter, because if you have a gut that's functioning, which our water helps your gut function, then you're fine. But I just wanted you to know that it going through our device does reduce it. Here you have the Synergy Resonance. I talked about it earlier, but I'll go over it right here. If activated, so what I mean by that is there's a device in the machine, but you have to register it on the system. And there are 2 pieces of information. There's a device ID and a key code that you have to enter into our system to activate it. Otherwise, it's as if it's not in your machine. You don't need electricity, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth for the Synergy Resonance technology to function. You can change the formulas anytime you want using a phone, a tablet, whatever. And so they are intelligent formulas. They can't do any harm. You do have 3 levels of potency: weak, normal, and strong. Again, you have the first 30 days no charge. I highly recommend every single one of you to buy the machine and get the benefits, and also register for the frequencies, because they're incredible. I'm telling you right now, you'll get used to using them. You'll love them. And we are going to be introducing a $29.95 and a $49.95 plan in the near future. And for all of you that are interested, those are commissionable. So the monthly subscriptions are also commissioning charges for you. So you will receive commission on those. Now, this is someone saying, I love my Echo machine. First thing I noticed when I started drinking my hydrogen water is the inflammation in my knees started to go away. That's huge. Then I noticed my joints feel better. Eventually, I was able to stop taking any of my meds, including omega-3, because my body felt so much better naturally. Even my sleep has improved. Highly recommend the Echo products from Synergy Science. Thank you, Jeremy. So this one, I want my family to be healthy naturally, and drinking hydrogen water is the perfect way to do that. I own an Echo H2, and all I know is we are never sick and aren't on any medication, over the counter or prescription. I think it's very telling. This person, 77-year-old Rosemary, love to hear this. I love knowing that the water I'm drinking is helping me be healthy by removing fluoride and other harmful things. At 77 years old, I feel more energy and increased memory function because of Synergy Science. Yay, Rosemary. This person, I was introduced to Echo Water by our chiropractor. I was impressed by the science, but the taste was amazing. It was so refreshing. So we bought one back in 2016 and have used it daily since. It certainly supplies energy, mental support, and a lift to life in our senior years. Now 80. I had not realized the importance of hydrogen, but it sure has made us feel difference for us. Okay, so this is our home filter. I wanted to tell you, this does not produce hydrogen. It cleans your water. So it is proprietary, and it is an amazing system, best out there. You have a pre and a post filter. You can see you have a beautiful blue fiberglass tank. And inside of that is full, not half full, like many other products out there, fully full. And it has proprietary reticulated media, reticulated KDF 55 and KDF 85, which is heavy metals, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, sulfur, lead, ion, all these kind of things, arsenic, you name it. And then you have the granular media, what's called catalytic activated carbon, which is a lead ion exchange blend. So 80% of the tank is that chlorine, lead, all that kind of stuff. And then 30% is heavy metals, iron, arsenic, bacteria, virus, sulfur, etc. You roughly are going to get 1 million gallons of chlorine removal. And so it's expected you to have 15 years because, you know, if you're doing 1 million gallons, and average house is what, 80,000 to 100,000 gallons a year. So it depends on how many gallons you're using, how long it's going to last you, how many people are in the house, and so forth. But this is an amazing whole house system that will clean your water, cause your hair not to be all frizzy, cause your skin not to be flaky and dry. This is going to have your skin feeling much, much better, and your hair much, much better. This is our reverse osmosis. I showed you that earlier. I'm just putting it in here in the filtration section. Our sauna, we have a gorgeous Synergy sauna that is a full spectrum, near, mid, and far infrared sauna. This is a controlled sweat. Let's be honest. You're getting in, you're sweating, and you're getting out and showering. That's how to use it. It's for you to be able to detoxify in the comforts of your home. You do have a remote control, digital remote control. You have a place, the 2 zippers where your hands can come out. You have a little pocket. You can see at the top a removable neck collar so that if your partner gets in, they're not going to have a wet neck. You see that it's pretty and it goes with everyone's decor, but that fabric is bamboo cotton mix. So it's a renewable resource, and it's amazing because bamboo is awesome to use. And so that's the deal. Now let's look inside of the sauna a little bit. Here is a comfortable chair. Here to the left is a heater pad. Now it has feet on it. So yes, you can use it on your feet. You might want to put socks on. Sometimes those jade stones can get warm. What I personally like to do is I put that heater in the front, just kind of leaning up against the front of the Synergy sauna so that the heat is coming from the front as well. Now you'll see in the back, the ozone and negative ion generator. This is not ozone for ozone therapy. This is ozone that when you get out, you turn it on and it runs for 15 minutes and it'll kill any bacteria that's in the Synergy sauna. You want the negative ion running because negative ions are like going to the ocean or the mountains or the forest and getting wonderful ions that are going to help your body. Now, on the farthest left, you see one of the heating panels and you see these little discs. Those are black tourmaline. Black tourmaline, you can Google it, but black tourmaline, tourmaline is a gem and it will help with EMFs. It will help with other kinds of things. So that is our Synergy sauna highlight. And again, I'll go back to the look of it. It's easy to set up. It takes you a couple minutes and you can break it down and slide it under a bed or just put it in a closet or whatever, or you can leave it up because if hopefully you're using it 2 or 3 times a week. It's only 19 pounds. It's not that heavy. Again, comes with a chair and it's a beautiful, beautiful. Keep in mind, we do have a 110 version and a 220. So anyone who lives in an area that has 220 volt, we have them in stock. We probably have 600 saunas in stock. So just know that for any of your customers, we've got them and we ship them. And the cost of the 220 includes the shipping. So question and answer. I'm going to, and here, thank you for being here tonight. I so appreciate every one of you taking the time out of your schedule to come and learn and to pay attention to me when you could be doing, many other things, watching shows or doing whatever. This is the greatest thing you could be doing, because honestly, if every one of us on this call tonight goes and helps one person to have a better life, that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for, is to honestly pay it forward and make sure that we educate others on how they can live a divine potential. That is the mission statement of our company. We want people to live their divine potential. That's it. I'm done. I'm ready for questions if anybody has any.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Dr. Paul. That was amazing. I've learned a lot every single time. I just learned something new. And I'm sure so many people on this call probably learned something new today. So yeah, if anyone wants to ask Dr. Paul any questions, we're going to open up the call for some questions. So just unmute yourself, or if you don't want to, you are more than welcome to type that in the chat. We can ask Dr. Paul.
Yay.
Question was, how did you discover this? How did you discover the way to put hydrogen into the water?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Okay, so going back 18 years ago, now I was looking for a way to help my wife, and at that time, there was no one talking about hydrogen. There was hardly anyone talking about it alkaline water. So I became aware of alkaline water. As a medical professional, I never accepted that the pH of the water had any benefits to the human body, but I could not deny the fact that my wife was helped. And so I wanted to figure out what the mechanism was. So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of trying to read the studies, trying to understand. And let me tell you, 18 years ago, it was pretty sparse. There was nothing out there. So I was reading and reading and reading. And finally, one of my people who worked with me at the time had a PhD in water chemistry from Emory in Atlanta. And I said, can you read through this stuff and see if you see anything I'm missing? And he goes, sure. And I said, plus, I think most of it's nonsense. These were all the studies that the alkaline water industry 18 years ago, which trust me, it's the same today. But they were saying this is what proves it works. And he came back and he said, no, you're right. It's all hocus pocus nonsense. But this one study that's right here, I think it's got your answer in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is it? And he goes, look at this chart. It says DH. And they're saying that is responsible for the benefits. And I'm like, DH. And he said dissolved hydrogen. And as soon as he said that, I just felt this wonderful feeling come over my body, which I know, and I think many of you might know, when you hear truth, when you hear something that's impacting your life, or it's something you need to pay attention to, you can feel that. And I did feel that. And I said, oh my gosh, okay, I got to go do some research. And let me tell you, when I typed in hydrogen and started researching hydrogen, there was a little more available at the time, and it was mind-blowing. I had no idea that hydrogen from World War II was being used for gunshot wounds. I had no idea. I don't know if any of you knew that before tonight, but the point is, World War II, can you imagine that? I am telling you, it blows my mind. And the earliest that I understand now is 1798. There was a conference where they were teaching that hydrogen was an antioxidant. Again, blew my mind. This is why I believe Dr. Anthony Carlisle discovered electrolysis in 1800, because he was wanting to harvest hydrogen gas. And it was because he was at a conference in 1798 that talked about hydrogen as an antioxidant. So that's how I discovered it. It was in a search and prayers to help my wife. And once I came to understand it was hydrogen, I wanted to no longer be able to talk about the alkaline. I wanted to focus on hydrogen, and we ended up developing the Echo devices back in 2010, 2011, and then we began shipping January 2012.
Beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful. So we have another question from Mr. Mark Marquez. He says, thanks, Dr. Paul, for teaching tonight. I have a question. Do you have studies on people who have drank hydrogen water with kidney disease?
Yes, if you go to hydrogenstudies.com and type in kidney, here, I'm going to do it. Let me show you how easy this is. Watch me. Oh, and guess what? I went to Synergy Science website, and guess what I did? I went to the search function right here. Do you see when I press that search function, it goes right here to search, and I can type in Echo Go Plus, and guess what I find when I click on it? I find Echo Go 3-pack is actually on the site. Look at that.
All right.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's not fully live, and my senior dev told me no, it wasn't live, but it is. So there you go. You're the first to ever see it. Tomorrow the full thing will come up, but anyways, that's a 3-pack. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go to hydrogenstudies.com. So here is the hydrogenstudies.com page. This is one of my websites that I own. We have developed this entire database. So first of all, I want to talk about some things right here. How many studies have we indexed in 1189? Now you can see all the studies, or you see this little arrow down here. When you click on it, look what happens. You can see studies from 1995 all the way through to today. You can see the countries publishing studies. And China is obviously leading. Japan is next. Korea, United States, we're kind of, losing out there. But look, human studies, 17.8%. 200 of the 1189 are human. That's pretty amazing. Pigs, rabbits, we got everybody. We're not leaving anybody out. If you go right here and you type in kidney, and you just click search, look what happens. 92 studies.
Wow.
Having to do with kidneys. And you can just go down here like I'm doing, and you can click on any of them. And that's just the first page. You can see at the bottom of the screen, you can go more. So please understand, I have spent a lot of money and employee time, and we have a wonderful lady who's full. That's what she does. This is her whole entire job, is to do this. Now, guess what else, guys? Watch me. This is so fun. I typed in COVID, 8 studies. Guess what? 2 weeks ago, it was 6. This is huge, right? So if people are worried about what? After COVID, if people are worried about long COVID, if people are worried about any of these things, they can type it in and read, okay? This was 12 patients hospitalized with COVID-19. These are all published, guess what? 2022, of course. So now, if we type in cancer, how many do you think there's going to be? 114. Boom.
Wow.
If we type in diabetes, which is rampant in the world, what are we going to have? 57. And 2 weeks ago, it was 55. So again, we see them all. We can go right through all these studies. So you too can be an expert on studies. It just takes, if you're bored on Friday nights, this is what you can do. You can go to hydrogenstudies.com and type in disease models and see how you can help people. Now, have any of you heard of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? I mean, this is crazy, right? NAFLD, 6 studies. I bet you didn't think there would be a study on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. But guess what? Here's a randomized placebo-controlled clinical trial. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? So understand, you can also type in what? NO. What's that for? Anyone know? Nitric oxide. I don't know if it'll pull. Yeah. Well, no, that's not right because it's just using the word no. If we type in nitric oxide, we have 38 studies. A month ago when I looked, it was 33. So 38 studies on how hydrogen naturally produces or stimulates nitric oxide in the body. So I'm just telling you, you guys can be an expert and use the tools that we have so that if you're talking to someone, you can go, hey, check this out, and you can go do it. So sorry for that long drawn out answer, but hopefully that helped you.
And I think that was awesome. You know, being able to see how to navigate hydrogenstudies.com was very helpful, and to see like all of the different disease models that it affects. We have another question. Ian from North Carolina is asking, on the home filtration system, does it affect the water pressure or the amount of water in the hot water heater? And is there an in-depth video on installing it?
No, it won't reduce pressure at all. And it will not do anything with your water heater or any of your other water. As far as installation, where would we check for that, team? Let's do this. Let's do it again. And hold, please. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to our YouTube channel, and you're going to see me do this. When I go to YouTube, I'm gonna go to Synergy Science because I have a subscription. So here we have 3,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you go right here to videos and we scroll down, you're gonna see all of the EcoClean product videos. You're gonna see Dr. Jack Stockwell talking about fasting for 21 days with our water and no other food. You're going to see Dr. Fab Mancini, who is one of the most, he's Dr. Phil's chiropractor, interviewing me, talking about how amazing our water is. He has our
Great
system.
video.
Yeah, you can see all kinds of installation. You can see our little kid professor right now.
We get it. The benefits of drinking hydrogen water are a little complicated, so I'll explain it to you like you're 10 years old. Water, good. Hydrogen, good. Together, high five. Science wins and you win. With the EcoGo handheld bottle, you can take hydrogen water with you. Water's way less boring when it's full of science. Click now and order yours today.
So these are the videos. So whether it's the video on the sauna, and this is for you, I don't want to hear myself, but Echo H2 server selling points, right? Here is also Echo H2 machine. These are wonderful selling points so that you can learn. Here's doctors talking about oxidative stress, anti-aging. You can watch all of these types of things. We have crazy videos like this one.
Igor, come quickly. Yes, mister. Get ready. Throw the switch!
Okay, so I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger so that you'll go watch it. So go in there and watch the Frankenstein video. That's hilarious. You can also watch the Holy Grail. That's cute. Now, I want to show you something. Any of you that know Muhammad Ali, this is her daughter who
I'm at a phase in my life
was one of the most successful boxers, female boxer in the world.
I'm at a phase in my life where, because I understand the importance of water, I want the best that I can buy. So I have an Echo water system that really has upgraded my health because it produces hydrogen, which is good for your gut. It's good for oxidative stress. When I was competing as an athlete, I didn't know about that. That was something I would have loved to have had back then because my body was so stressed. You know, when you think about a lot of the disease that people are dealing with now, that's what it is. Inflammation, issues with their gut. When I even think about my father, you know, and Parkinson's, and I think about family members that have diabetes and that have Crohn's, you know, and it's like, I just want to be like, here, take some of this water so it can heal you, you know, and it can allow your body to do what it was designed to do.
So please visit our YouTube channel. Please learn about everything that you can on here. You can see there are tons and tons and tons of videos. And guess what? Here is on our whole house filtration system. You can see a video right here. You can also, come down and see installation videos that are there. So visit this from time to time. Our YouTube channel, you can share links, you can share all kinds of things out of the YouTube channel, and we're constantly adding new cute videos, funny videos, whatever. So with the Synergy home filter, there is very easy to follow instructions. It's really simple. You're going to interrupt the water flow in your house and you're going to run it through the device. That's really all it is. And so I would think you would typically need a plumber. If you don't need a plumber, then if you're handy, then yes, we have support. We have installation stuff for you and we have videos.
Awesome. So one more question, kennewickwater@gmail.com. I think that's Natalie. She said, can we print out these studies and share with people?
Off of the hydrogen studies?
Yes.
Yes, you can. So let's do it. Let's go and let's have a little fun here. Here, I'm going here. Let's go to hydrogenstudies.com. If we go and what do we want to do? COVID. Okay, we have COVID. All we do is click on this blue line and boom. Now we've got the study up. And if we wanted to right click and print, this is going to bring exactly what is on that page. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you right here, you can see if you click on that, now that's taking you to the site where it's held. Okay. And so now you can see the actual article and you can come right in here and you can download it as a PDF and of course print it out. And so it would depend on the study itself if they're going to allow it to be. But if right now, if you were to do this, or guess what, if you share this right here, then it's going to ask you, how do you want to share it? So just follow Hydrogen Studies. You can do the blue line, or you can come in deeper into the study, click on the actual, and that'll take you to the page where it is.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys one more chance. If you have any questions about the products or anything that we've covered so far, feel free to ask that away. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes because I know we're running a little bit late behind schedule.
Yep. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely. Anything for you.
Thank you. Hey, on that little sauna, that personal sauna, would it be helpful for, would it help with skin issues?
Yes, I think if they were drinking the water, it would help with skin issues because, you want the kidney and liver and pancreatic system to be, you want the elimination pathways open. So drinking the water would be amazing. And the inflammation possibly in the kidney or the liver can lead to issues with elimination. Getting them sweating is going to move the toxins out of the body as well. And so you're going to be combating it from inside and then getting it out of the body through the skin as well. So it would be excellent to have both. For those that have a hard time sweating, you can do salt brushing where they can brush salt onto their skin. That's going to increase their sweating. You just want to make sure you're properly hydrated when you're using a sauna. Other than that, they'll sweat.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Any other questions?
I love stack management there. Stack management. I love it.
If not, what we're going to do is we just want to thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate your time. We're just going to have 5 more minutes. We're going to go over the affiliate model that Synergy Science offers. just a little bit about kind of what you can expect. You know, I got partnered with Synergy Science and Dr. Paul a few months ago. And after what it did for me personally with my health, you know, I thought, you know, I knew that I had to go out and share this with other people, because I knew there's other people out there. I just got off the phone with one of my good friends. He's 24 years old, and he was dealing with similar issues. You know, so I'm like, yo, there are people out there that need this. And so just by referring them to this amazing technology, which is not just water, there are many other things that we offer, an array of high-end products that are not there. You're not going to find them anywhere else. I went out there and I just referred some people. And in my first month, I was able to add an extra $10,000 to my income. So if that's interesting to you, Dr. Paul, if we could go over the affiliate plan just really quickly.
Sure.
And then we can let these beautiful people off.
I'm gonna go through it quite quickly. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the building again. We saw that. Here's the products. We saw that. Here's the compensation structure. We call everyone wellness professionals. So that's just the term we've given them, as a wellness professional. We also have terminology for training period. What I want you to understand is the time that it takes a wellness professional to become educated on what to say, what not to say, policies, procedures, and how to process transactions, and then sell $200,000 worth of Synergy Science products. And that's a pretty low number. I think you all know. That is what's considered your training period. So once you're done selling $200,000 and you did it appropriately and you were trained, you're now trained. There is a training bonus that we pay the person who's training you. And then there are overrides. So these are the terminology we want you to understand: wellness professionals, training period, training bonus, and an override. Commission is only ever paid to the person that is selling or facilitating a transaction. Training bonus is paid for the person who is introducing someone else and training them. So this would be a wellness professional that introduced another wellness professional, and they're training them and helping them through the process. Training period lasts up until they've sold $200,000. At that time, they're considered graduated. Overrides. Overrides are given to a wellness professional who introduces a wellness professional to come to our company. Okay, so let's explain that. Here you can see the wellness professional's revenue, and we've put it in bands of 0 to 50,000, 50 to 100, 100 to 200, and 200,000 plus. The commission that the wellness professional will receive who sells something is 10%, 15%, 20%, and 25% of the gross sale. So you can make very significant money and be compensated well for selling our products. Training bonus. The person who introduced you to Synergy Science and is there with a very serious responsibility to train you properly is going to receive 10% in your 0 to 50,000, 7% in your 50 to 100, 5% in your 100 to 200, and then nothing, because you already graduated. They don't get to train you anymore. You're supposed to be trained. Now, the same person who receives the training bonus also is receiving the first generation override at the same time. So technically, when someone is brand new and they're making 10%, the person who's training them is getting a 10% training bonus and a 5% override. Now, if the person who's doing the training was brought in by someone else, that person gets the second generation override. So that's as deep as we go. You've got a person selling and then 2 generations of override. I hope that, I know this is like a shotgun approach because we're trying to do this quickly. This is the commission. And here's some examples. On an Echo H2 machine, $349.50 up to $873.75. Echo Ultimate, $500 to $1,248.75. Training bonus. What you earn during your training bonus is $5,000 for this cycle, $4,000 for this, and $5,000 here. Guess what? It's $14,000 to train someone. So we're giving you $14,000 to properly train. So we expect you're actually going to train them. During the first generation override, you're going to get $10,000. So when you add the two together, $24,000 for training someone. Okay. So you got $14,000 as a training bonus, 10,000 in your first generation override. It's a total of 24,000. Imagine if you trained 10 people properly, it's 240,000. Okay. Here is the second generation override. And this is what they would make if there was 10 people that, if they introduced 10 people that trained them, they would end up with 100,000 in overrides. And so that's how it is. Now, the second generation override on a wellness professional that trained 10 wellness, that all 11 are now generating 10,000 a month. This is 6,600 a month after. This is after you have 10 people and they're generating $10,000 a month. So in other words, 2 transactions a month. The override is still very nice. Okay. So this is, and the override for the first generation was 7,000 for the month. If they have 10 people that are generating 10,000 per month, or in other words, 10 people doing 2 transactions a month, $7,000 override. And that's over and above this money, the 24,000 or the 240,000. So I hope that helps. That was definitely a shotgun approach. And we can do that more later, but we don't want it to be midnight.
Yeah, I think that was like I said, it's straightforward. It's a very simple and clear compensation, but it may be a little bit different than what most people are used to. So if you have any questions on that, feel free right now to ask any questions about the compensation structure.
Yeah. Before we have a question, I'm going to say a couple of things. This is not 20 levels, infinity, whatever, that, I know that. We're not an MLM company. We have an excellent opportunity for you to earn revenue, but you want to treat the system like a unilevel. Okay. You want to treat it like a unilevel, which means you keep everyone close to you. You're not putting people, you're not placing people 8 levels down. I mean, if you want to be a kind person, then you can. But guess what? You want to treat it like a unilevel. And every 10 people that you train, you're going to make $240,000. So you have to decide how often you want to make $240,000. It could be annually, it could be each quarter. I can tell you there will be some people that do it per quarter, that's for sure, and make $1 million a year. And when that happens, we're going to do something really cool for those people. They're going to be in the $1 Million Club or something. I don't know what we're going to call it. What we're going to call it, Sam. But the point is, we are going to do something special. Now, in the program, we track the person selling and then 2 levels of override. And that's what we do. Now, we will have opportunities in the future for wonderful sales. I don't know, what do we call it? Sales incentive. There you go. And right now we're running one that will be us all going to Cancun in 2023. And anyone who sells $80,000 gets qualified for a week at a 5-star resort, all inclusive, with the team, with me, with Sam. Everybody's going to be there having fun. If you do 90,000 in sales, then you get an airline ticket. If you do 100,000 in sales, you get 2 airline tickets and your week. If you do more than that, there's additional things. If you get to 110, 120, there's money. And then finally, if you get to the highest echelon, like Sam will, I know he will because he's already on his way. The point is, there's going to be a VIP dinner with myself, and it's going to be a fun evening that we have together there. And it's going to be awesome. So it's going to be an award ceremony. It's going to be some amazing stuff. So I am excited about that and hope everyone will be there. As you know, it's not that difficult to do 80,000 or 100,000 in sales with us. You'd only be half trained and you're still going to get to go to Cancun with us. So it's really exciting. For those of you that are bringing other people, we're going to count 10% of what they do towards qualifying you. So it's just something we're doing this year. I don't know if we're going to do it every year, but that's what we're doing. So just know that everyone that you introduce, if they sell 100,000, 10,000 goes towards you qualifying. So honestly, if you were to work with 8 people that sold 100,000, that will qualify you, right? So there's many ways to do it. We are here because we want you with us. We want you on this first sales incentive. We're going to have fun. This is called the Moon Palace in Cancun. You can look it up. It's a Palace Elite. And you're going to have private transportation from the airport to the resort. There's 2 excursions included. There's massages. There's, once your nails done, they got pedicures, manicures included. You've got every kind of food you can imagine, 12, I think, or 13 restaurants on property. Like, I'm serious. It's incredible. Even the mini bars, you just eat it. They replenish it the next day. It's no issue. So pools everywhere, ocean front, you got it. We're going to have fun. Hope to see you there.
Heck yeah, that sounds amazing. Definitely look forward to see these awesome people there. It's going to be
Yes.
an experience. So let's open up. Any questions about the compensation or this awesome incentive to the Moon Palace in Cancun?
Nope. Everyone's just ready to go.
They're just ready. Okay,
Say,
awesome.
they're
So
back.
guys, let's unmute ourselves and just thank Dr. Paul for his time tonight. If you are interested in creating an extra income, just stay for 5 more minutes. I have a couple of announcements, but let's let Dr. Paul go because he's had a very long day, I'm sure.
Always.
Right.
We appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
Dr.
Dr.
Paul.
Paul.
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.